You're watching CTOM TV. Knowledge is power.
What we're most interested in is what can be done
Exactly.
about these things. So if I have developed this endocrine resistance, or I've got these mutations, what then?
So that's an excellent question. And this is where precision oncology comes in. So as you can see, these drugs are being produced. And then as we're using them, we're understanding more and more about how they work, why they don't work. And the tools we use as scientists we look at something called DNA. So everything is based on DNA. Our bodies, it's the roadmap of every cell. Theoretically, the DNA in every cell in the body is the same. But what happens is our DNA is ordered into what we call genes. And these genes have a function. So the estrogen receptor is based on genes. It's actually a gene. The HER2 receptor is actually a gene. And the CDK4 pathway is a gene. The CDK6 pathway is a gene. Everything is a gene in our body. Everything is a production of genes or a combination of different genes. For example, eye color is a combination of a few different genes together. So the tool that we use in science and that we use also in treatment now is called tumor DNA sequencing. So tumor DNA sequencing is the process of taking a tumor sample, isolating the DNA or the tumor cells, and then extracting the DNA from those tumor cells to look at different things like the HER2 receptor or the estrogen receptor and see if they have those mutations that will make you treatment resistant. So there's a multitude of benefits to tumor DNA sequencing. Everybody needs to get it. The FDA has approved a variety of different, or at least 2 different tumor DNA sequencing tests. One of them is by Foundation One. I believe Caris is in the process of getting approval. There's also a liquid-based test called the Guardant 360 that's just been recently approved. The point is that everyone needs tumor DNA sequencing. Tumor DNA sequencing will tell you whether you have mutations in your estrogen receptor or your HER2 receptor, and whether you have to have different treatments than the standard care. It'll also tell you whether you have these mutations that will prevent a certain CDK4/6 inhibitor from working. So for example, if you have mutations in your RB gene, then palbociclib is not going to work very well for you. And the same with ribociclib and abemaciclib. So knowing which drugs to take, including chemotherapy drugs, is all based on whether you know what genetic mutations you have.
Thank you for watching CTOM TV. Subscribe below and stay informed.